Hey guys, my name is Charlie Worthley. I am the Vice Chair for Ponyville Ciderfest, and welcome to our Horses at Home panel. Very excited to be doing this. Thanks to all the organizers of Horses at Home for setting up such an awesome thing for everybody that isn't able to make it out to BronyCon, and maybe even some of you that are, and just kind of wanted to check out some other things. We're super happy and super excited to be able to come here and just have a place to be able to talk about Ciderfest and just everything that we're working on and all the plans and just all the different things we're working on for this year. So thanks for joining, and just a reminder to everybody, if you want to ask questions, the absolute best place to do that is to do that in the actual Google Plus Hangout. If you're watching this on YouTube, there should be like a little link to click on to get to the Hangout, and there's like a Q&A section on the side. You can ask questions over there. That's the best place to do it. But we're going to try and keep an eye on like Facebook and YouTube and other places as well. So if you want to try and ask questions elsewhere, go for it. But the Hangout is the best place to do that. For this panel, what we're basically going to be doing is we're going to be talking about we're basically talking about Ciderfest, and we're going to be taking questions at the end about if you guys have any questions about Ciderfest 2016, if you have any suggestions for something maybe you'd like to see this year, about maybe some panels you'd like to see, or just different things we could do. Especially, we'd like to get feedback from people who have been to Ciderfest in the past and have feedback to give from the previous year. That's the kind of thing we'd really like to hear from you guys. We do the attendee feedback forms and everything, and so those are one way. But now that it's been a little while and you guys have had a chance to process and kind of think about some other things, been to some other cons in the meantime, you might have come up with some other ideas. Without further ado, the first thing I would like to introduce is you have probably seen on social media that our first guest of honor that we've announced for Ciderfest 2016 is Willa Milner, and she has graciously agreed to join us for this show, and so let me just unmute her here. And
hi.
How you doing?
Good. I'm so good. How are you?
Excellent. Thank you. Thanks very much for joining us. We appreciate it, and all our viewers appreciate it.
Pleasure is all mine.
Your first con ever, for those of you that weren't there to witness it, was MLP MSP, we had talked to you a little bit beforehand, but especially after interacting with you at MLP MSP, we knew that we absolutely had to bring you back for Ciderfest this year, because you have energy to spare, is what I've been telling people. So what, just generally speaking, how was MLP MSP for you, and what are you kind of looking forward to about Ciderfest? What have you heard, if anything?
Well, the MLP MSP is genuinely probably one of my most favorite weekends ever. I came back a changed person. It really just the creativity over the weekend and the acceptance and just general sense of fun and happiness that the whole weekend held was so infectious. I had a smile on my face the whole time. So it was really rejuvenating for me, actually. I really, really loved it. So I'm excited to just be a part of the Brony world again at Ciderfest, and I've heard a lot of people say that it's a pretty great convention as well, so I'm stoked.
Oh, that's really good to hear, especially considering as one of the organizers of Ciderfest. I wish Corey was here. Corey Wood, of course, the chairman. He started up Ciderfest, and I joined on the second year, and coming back this year. It's always good to hear that our reputation precedes us in a good way.
Yeah.
So that's definitely a good thing to hear. Cool. So also on the hangout with us is our video gaming department manager. His name is Frederick. And Frederick, can you hear me?
Yeah. Hello.
Now, Frederick, if you guys have been to any city, to MLP MSP, especially this last MLP MSP, one of the things that I love about Frederick is that he is doing things with the video gaming room that I just have not seen. I haven't been to dozens of conventions, but I've been to my fair share, I think. And Frederick has some plans that he has been working on for our video gaming room this year that I think is going to outdo at least all the PonyCons that I've been to in the last year, which is about half a dozen. Frederick, can you kind of talk a little bit about some of the things that you're working on?
Oh, I'm gonna light that sucker up like a Christmas tree.
Yeah. So if you guys didn't see it, the video gaming room at MLP MSP, and basically put up like disco DJ lights, like in a good way. Like that could sound cheesy, but it's not cheesy. But in a way that just like lit up the entire room to make it like it was super ambient and colorful, and it was awesome. I loved every moment of it. And I know that, Frederick, you mentioned that you're looking at doing a couple things this year with black lights, right?
Oh yeah, I'm gonna get see about getting all the vendors, and if they have any art or anything they want to showcase under blacklight, we're gonna put it up on one of the blank walls, and demonstrate what they can actually do for a nice Halloween theme.
Awesome. So on that note, just getting back to some of like the plans, like we talked about, we wanted to get into some of the things that we're looking at for Ciderfest this year. In case you guys didn't know, obviously registration is still open, and sponsor badges are still available. The earlier bird sale has ended. However, for anybody that's watching this, I know that this is like a conglomeration of people that weren't able to make it to BronyCon, but we do have a special coupon code that we're giving to people at BronyCon, and so we'll share that with you guys also here. If you guys would like to register, if you have not done so yet, right now we are running a 10% off all badge types coupon code that's good through this weekend. It's just BronyCon and then the number 5. So if you haven't registered yet, now's a great time to do that, because especially on the higher tiers, we don't do 10% off discounts often. We more normally do 5% off of those. And so if you're looking at one of the higher tier sponsor badges, in the rare instances where we do these 10% off sales, this is a fantastic time to do that. So BronyCon 5 is the discount code on Eventbrite. You can go to ponyvilleciderfest.com and register and use that code and save some money. But yeah. So let's see. Now, Frederick, there's another thing that you've kind of been spearheading, and so if you guys were at Ciderfest last year, you may have seen the introduction video that we played there weren't a lot of people at opening ceremonies because, well, we had LineCon, and so we wanted more people to see it, so we saved it until one of the panels. But Shades of Everfree did an animation for us last year, a really awesome animation, which we'll probably replay again this year because it wasn't year-specific, and just the more people that see that, the better. But we're probably too late at this point to do like a full custom animation by somebody, but Frederick, you've been working on something, a video project from Ciderfest. Would you like to talk about that a bit?
Oh yeah, we want to do a Halloween themed anthology video. So we're going to get some guys together, and hopefully if anyone wants to contribute, then we'll be more than happy.
Allie, have you seen any of the Pony anthology videos? I know you're just starting to watch the series. Have you seen any? Have you like gotten into the YouTube side of the Pony world yet at all?
No, I haven't. Not yet. I've only just started season 2.
Probably better you hold off for a little bit.
Okay.
But one of the things that some people work on is there's a series of videos called just anthology. I think they've done 5 of them so far. The 6th one maybe coming out at BronyCon. I think usually they premiere each new one at BronyCon. But basically it's a set of small clips, just linked together. It's like a whole bunch of like little videos made by different people, like in just like a long stream of just like randomness. So if you're ever feeling super bored one day, you could look up the Pony anthology videos. So some of them are like an hour plus long,
Wow.
just for like a whole bunch. Yeah, it's just like the most random weird thing that you'll ever see. But
Cool.
it's
I'll check it out.
interesting. But yeah, so for Ciderfest this year, what we're thinking is, instead of having a single video done by a single animator, the idea of doing an anthology video put together by a whole bunch of different people sounds like something that could be a lot of fun. And the other big thing is, consider the Ciderfest is on Halloween weekend. Normally we're in mid to late November, and just in case anybody is wondering, the reason of venue availability by the time that we got, if you guys were at Ciderfest, that already announced, like, this year's date, 2016's date, was in the 2015 con book, so we already had that date locked in. But even in a whole year out booking with the venue, November was completely filled up, or at least parts of the hotel were filled up. And if you've been to Ciderfest, you know we use every square inch of that hotel. So I don't know like how much or little each venue, different parts of the venue was booked up, but there was no weekend in November where the entire we need. And we have a really good relationship with that hotel, so we didn't really want to explore the idea of moving somewhere else. So we opted to go with the next best 28th through 30th, which fortunately does not directly compete with any of the other competing cons in the area. We made sure that we weren't on the same weekend as Nightmare Nights, and I know we're a week apart, but at least it's a week and not the same weekend. And there's a couple other big conventions that are going on in that window in like the Wisconsin. Kind of northern Midwestern area. Unfortunately, I don't think we're competing with any of them. So that all worked out great. And we certainly don't want to step on Nightmare Night's toes at all. But we are on Halloween weekend, and so we have to do Halloween. I mean, like it would be a gigantic missed opportunity if we didn't make ourselves Halloween themed. So with that being said, we're definitely looking to Halloweenify, I don't know if that's a word, as much of our programming this year as we can to be as Halloween themed as possible. So if you guys have any suggestions maybe for things that we could do that are Halloween based, we're going to be looking at doing things like having maybe a cosplay parade that's like trick or treating with at the very least inside the convention, maybe going out to some of the local businesses because we are right downtown and there's a whole lot of stuff around there. We're looking at doing a couple other things, maybe with some different cideries, like bringing some people in to kind of do some more special events and things like that. Whole bunch of stuff that we're working on. But there's a lot of stuff working on that. But we're definitely open to your guys' feedback and finding out what you guys are interested in.
Do you have any guest announcements?
What's that? Sorry.
Do you have any guest announcements?
Do we have any guest announcements? So at this point,
like a pre-announcement, maybe.
Well, let's see. Give me 1 second. There's a disembodied. Oh, the disembodied voice that was just speaking to me went away. Hang on a second. But we do actually have a semi. Oh, hey, where'd the other? There he goes. Okay, so so sorry about that technical difficulties. But we do sort of have a small announcement that we can give. One of the other people on the stream is somebody that you guys might know from different pony conventions. Jim, can you hear me?
Yes. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can. Ladies and gentlemen, we are happy to announce that Mr. Big Jim Miller will be joining us at Ciderfest 2016.
Woo! That's me. Hi, everybody.
Jim, are you looking? Jim, how exciting is it for you to be joining Ciderfest this year?
Oh my God, I've been hearing nothing but good things about this con for a couple of years now, so really super honored to have finally been asked to come.
Just don't go to the bathroom in your socks.
Okay, I think I can accomplish that.
Good.
And that's very good advice coming from somebody else that we are very excited to be announcing. Peter, is that you?
That's me.
Hey, as of course it would not be Ciderfest if Peter New was not rejoining us for 2016. Peter, it's obviously an honor and a thrill to have you back.
Oh, I'm so glad to be coming back. It's going to be great fun. Always is.
Peter, have you met Allie before?
No, I don't think so.
I don't think so either.
Hi,
well,
nice to
Peter,
meet
Allie.
Hi, nice to meet you.
I don't know if you can see me or not. I don't know.
I can't see you.
I don't know why not.
Camera is currently not working, but that's okay. We all know what you look like, and we all know that you're gorgeous. Here's just a quick taste of 3 of the guests that we've announced so far for Ciderfest. So Allie Willa Milner, and Peter New and Big Jim Miller are going to be joining us, and those are 3 of many, many, many more to come. So, Allie, I know you have to bolt in a little bit, so we do have some questions here that we can look at.
Yeah.
Let's see if we can now. Because we wanted Ciderfest to be the focus of the panel. We didn't want to kind of have this be like the Ask Allie questions panel, because that we could go on for hours, because we want to know everything. But so I'm gonna take a look and see if I can cherry pick some of your guys' questions here.
Sure, and everyone's gonna have to come to Ciderfest because I can answer all the questions there.
Yes, absolutely. So Zach Adams asks, Allie, if you have your Cliff Notes version of this question. What was it like to act as Princess Ember?
What was it like to act as Princess Ember?
To voice act as Princess Ember, yes.
Well, I had to tune into my inner badassery. I think she's such a cool, empowered female character, so I really liked to get down to the nitty-gritty with her. So it was fun. I like how she's just like, she's just a cool chick, and I really liked that I had the honor of voicing her.
Excellent. Thanks, Zach, for the question, and I'm sure she'll be happy to elaborate at Ciderfest proper. Let's see. I'm going over the rest of the questions here, just kind of going over things at random here. Peter, hey, Peter, there you are. Hey,
I figured it out.
Hey!
So Peter, this question was asked before you joined, but I'm going to direct it to you. If you can sum up Ponyville Ciderfest in one word, what would that word be?
Salubrious.
Salubrious.
And for everybody else, not me, obviously, what is the definition of that word?
I don't know. I'm gonna look at a dictionary to get it right. It's just the first word that came into my head. What do you want from me? It's just Ciderfest. And one word is amazing. It's awesome. It's so much fun. That's not much of one word, but
obviously your favorite con, right? No, you don't have to answer that.
I have it there anymore. Absolutes anymore. I don't know. You can Google it.
See.
Google it. You're all on Google. The effort I had to go to get on here with the Google.
Allie, I've got one more question for you.
Right.
Any initial thoughts on bronies in general? This is asked by Ponyboy John. Any initial thoughts and experiences on just bronies in general?
Yeah, just the acceptance and creativity, as I mentioned earlier, and like love and fun, and I just love the bronies so much. My whole weekend at MLP, Minneapolis, I just legitimately, I was so inspired by how involved everyone is, not just like as viewers, but the show inspired so many people to get into animating or drawing or writing fan fiction, and I love how everyone's so like connected via all those mediums, and just like the brony culture is, I think it's incredible.
Speaking of creativity, I can't help but notice that that ember that you have over your right shoulder.
Cutie Corral. Thanks to Corey.
Cutie Corral.
The chibi. I learned that that's the chibi version.
Yes, exactly. Awesome. So Allie, I know that unfortunately Allie does have to jet out. She had a previous engagement that she has to.
Sorry, everyone. I'll see you in Milwaukee.
Sweet.
But yeah, she will of course be joining us at Ciderfest, as we mentioned, and yeah, pre-registration is open. And so before we take off, Allie, if you had one thing that you would like to see at Ciderfest, whether it be Halloween themed or just whatever, do you have any suggestions for Ciderfest for us to take?
I would love.
That we could do that you think would be awesome.
Yeah, I specifically have already had this thought. I'd love a face painting option. Like if there's a face painting section, I'm really hoping for actual Halloween to get my face painted.
We can absolutely accommodate that. So
woo!
That's set onto the programming directors.
Great.
Awesome. So Allie, thank you so much for joining us, and everybody,
Thanks,
of course. You know, it's been a please, everybody, come and join and see Allie, Willa, and Milner at Ciderfest 2016. If, in case you're wondering about the Willa, where that came from, Allie, you have a band. Would you like to talk about that?
Sure, I can give a little synopsis. So I record and release music under the name Willa, which is my middle name, actually. And just to reduce confusion, I'm going to start going by Allie Willa Milner in the acting world as well, because it's all me. So I want to, if everyone has a minute, check out Willa on Spotify, and I'm on YouTube, and yeah, I'm all over the place.
I absolutely endorse that that opinion. After I discovered, after I met Allie and I heard that she was coming to MSP and everything, I checked out her music, and her song Swan, I probably listened to like 100 times. I'm not even exaggerating when I say that.
Thanks, Charlie.
You are welcome. No, it's seriously that good. I'm not even just brown nosing. But seriously, thank you so much for joining us. Thanks for hanging out, and we'll be talking to you soon. And for everybody else, you all can come and see her at Ciderfest on October 20th, Milwaukee, Wisconsin. It's going to be a great time. So, Allie, thank you so much.
Thanks, Charlie. See you, Jim. See you, Peter.
Bye.
Bye.
All right. So we're going to be continuing, Peter, I do have to say that is a fantastic poster behind you.
Yeah.
And I have to say that I'm really glad that you're coming back after Ciderfest.
I'm delighted to be coming back. I'm delighted to be coming back. I really have been, I've been twice, and I really do love it. It's really good fun.
Awesome. And
but I don't want to do a drunky.
Do you have any suggestions?
My suggestion is
no, we're not going to do that. That was we don't talk about TubCon, Peter.
Oh.
It's like Fight Club. We just don't even talk about it.
Right.
But so, Peter, you've been to Ciderfest twice now. What would you like to see us do differently this time in terms of programming, paneling, something like that?
I'm so that face painting idea is such a good thing. I don't really have any improvements to make. The only thing I wish is that the restaurant still revolved. But
I know. So, in case you guys don't know what we're talking about, so Ciderfest, the very first Ciderfest, 2014, at this hotel, had one of those like legit rotating restaurants at the top of the hotel. And before Ciderfest 2015 last year, they completely renovated. Yes, the space is a lot more usable now, but to do what they did, they gutted the restaurant, and they removed its ability to rotate, which I agree with Peter is a gigantic loss. And so, yeah, sure, there's more space, but it was better when it's fun.
It's just like, the first year it was something special because it was this sort of odd, quirky thing that was happening. But then the second year it was just like, it's just a different meeting space. It could have been anywhere, and I thought that was a really strange and poor decision on their part to do that renovation. But I know there's not a lot you can do about that, unfortunately. So, unless there's another rotating restaurant in Milwaukee.
Yeah. I will ask Corey to look into that for sure. No, because I want to know. So to ask some other general questions here. So we're going to more get into the kind of the general Q&A of things. Peter and Jim can contribute as we go. If you guys have anything that you'd like to talk about, of course, let me know. But so some of the questions I've got here over in Hangouts. I've got a question from Ariel Ignacio, I believe I'm saying that correctly. Will put streamed online. So here's the thing: streaming a convention's events online is kind of a double-edged sword, because obviously, as a convention, as a business, we want to make money, and if all of our content that we are producing, all of our panels and everything, you can watch from the comfort of your own home as they're happening, kind of removes some of the draw for people to come. And so you can kind of understand from a business perspective why doing live streaming of everything might not be the best choice to make. That being said, I do want to do more periscoping this year of at least some key events like opening, closing ceremonies, like the charity auction, and little pieces here and there. But we're probably not going to do live streaming of everything. However, I do very much want to record and put up for watching later at least all of the main event stuff. So like the voice actor panels online. Some things are, only meant for the attendees there in person. But aside from that, I definitely do want to put stuff up. I could not make it to Ciderfest, or people to go back and relive, because I don't know about you guys, I have a horrible memory and I can barely remember what happened yesterday. So I even go back and I watch the videos from like Winnie City or MSP or Ciderfest last year just because I want to remember that stuff. So having that stuff be online for you guys is definitely something that what we want to make work. It's just a matter of having the equipment and the manpower to do the filming and everything. So thanks, Ariel, for your question. Gab L is asking, what kind of panels will there be? I was wondering, will there be more? We are a family-friendly convention, and we will always be a family-friendly convention. That said, that there are always going to be 18-plus panels, potentially 21 plus events after 8 p.m. So as far as the panels are concerned, it really depends on who submits panels. If anybody has an idea for a panel they'd like to put on, conventions rely heavily on the panelists that come in and provide content for them. We thank panelists for their participation with giving them a free badge, of course, but we do kind of rely on them to bring some of that to us because we don't have the time or ability to come up with all that programming and content ourselves. So as far as how many 18-plus panels there will be, it sort of depends on us getting the applications from panelists. But as far as having content like that after 8 p.m. only, there almost certainly will be. I'm pretty sure I saw some applications for some various stuff in there already. But it's all family friendly up until 8 p.m. though. Just to be super clear, and that will always be the case. So thank you for that question. Let's see. Now, Jim, you've been to your fair number of conventions, right?
Yes, sir.
Now, can you think of something that you think would be a good suggestion for Ciderfest that you'd like to see us try for this year that you think would be a neat idea, whether or not it's something that you saw or inspired by for a different convention, or just something that you think would be a cool Halloween theme to do?
Well, something I was thinking about, and maybe it's a little bit self-serving, but I feel like you could do a live director commentary. I mean, Peter's going to be there. What if him and I got on a panel, Big Mac episode, and played a bit of the episode, stopped at an interesting point, talked about what happened in there, maybe some jokey jokes, and then moved on to the next section.
I love that idea. That's genius. I don't know if anybody's done that.
That's why I'm in the position I'm in. So.
Yeah, clearly why you get paid the big bucks. So I think that's a great idea. Yeah. Thank you. We'll be passing that along for sure. So thank you for that. Just a couple other musicians. We've gotten a lot of requests about musicians for our concert on Saturday night. Musician applications will be up and available hopefully this weekend. Monday or Tuesday at the latest, just because of everything we got going on, but very, 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 very soon. So what we're actually going to have this year is, there's certain, popular musicians in the fandom that we're going to be approaching, or have already approached, and to bring back this year. But we are actually going to have an application on the website where if you're a musician that maybe might not be as well known, you're trying to get some gigs or whatever, we'll have an opportunity for you to submit your information. And with some links to, preferably some of your performances, just so we can kind of, get a sense of what you're like and everything. And so musician applications will be open very soon. That was also responding to a question asked by DJ Rod. And as well as many other people on Twitter and other social media. So yes, musician applications will be open very, very, very soon. We'll of course post on social media when that happens. So thank you for that question.
I have a question, Charlie.
Yes, Peter.
Is there any plan to have a birthday party for me while I'm there? Because it will be my birthday.
Yes.
Just curious. It's pretty important.
Well, Peter, I do have to say that if people were planning some sort of surprise for you, I certainly wouldn't be able to talk.
I don't want to know if it's a surprise.
Well, then
pretty exciting.
I can
this year.
Peter, my answer to you, Peter, my answer to you is that there are currently no plans for you in regards to your birthday.
It's the Sunday.
Got it? Noted. Pardon me, guys, getting over a little something here.
It's a
we
multiple
are
of 5 this year.
it's
40.
It's a multiple of 5 this year.
Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah.
5 mentally, right?
Yeah, 5.
Panels. So, speaking of panels, if you guys have, like I mentioned before, we are still looking for panel applications. Panel applications are open. Please come in and submit your panels. Panel applications will be closing at the end of August. We're going to give ourselves plenty of time to be able to go through and select panels and get ourselves all ready for this. Here's something else that I want to kind of mention. If you guys have experienced Ciderfest and Winnie City, that's my Corey's other con as well in the past, you may have noticed that some things, like especially like announcements of like musicians and the panel schedule and things like that, have been closer. Like by the time they're actually posted and everything, have ended up being closer to the con than we would have preferred. We have already had our first manager meeting, and everybody on the management team has already committed to making sure that things with Ciderfest this year, like we have more than enough time to make sure that things are not up to the last minute. Towards that goal, our panel applications will be closing at the end of August to give us 2 months to do all the things we need to do in terms of figuring out programming, getting it all on the website, getting it all on the con book, yada yada yada, all that stuff. So if you have any panels that you want to submit, make sure you get your applications in by August 31st. That is a 31-day month, right? End of August, and we will be selecting panels hopefully within a week or two after that. So any questions on panels, there's your answer. Cosplay contest. It is Halloween, and so obviously, Halloween weekend rather, and so obviously we're going to have our cosplay contest again like we do every year, but we're hopefully going to be stepping things up in terms of the production and just hopefully the number of cosplayers that we have, because I'm expecting that we're going to have more cosplayers than we've seen in the past just because it's Halloween weekend. I don't know, call me crazy. But so along with that, one of the other things that's going to be on the website very soon. Peter, yes?
I just want to put out there to any cosplay creators that I will wear whatever fits me.
Okay, you all heard that here. Peter will wear whatever you hand to him that is his size.
And I will enter the cosplay contest as many times as is necessary.
Peter, do you have any requests? Not necessarily for costumes you would wear, but what you'd like to see? Maybe stack the deck a little bit.
Well, I always love to see Princess Big Mac cosplays. That's always great.
Right.
I do like the Orchard Blossom cosplays. I would like to see more Goldie Delicious cosplays.
That's really been lacking in the cons I've attended.
I know. It's however, it's such a popular character.
And Dr. Hooves, do you see those
Dr.
often?
Hooves cosplays? I do see Dr. Hooves a lot. I always like to see those. I would like to see a Princess Dr. Hooves. I'd like to see some of that.
I'd like to see
Princess.
One of your classic guard figures or announcers.
Yeah, Royal Guard, like I'd
Royal
like to see
Guard
Princess
number 2.
Train Conductor.
Yes, that would be wonderful.
Yeah.
I'm kind of surprised. Has there really not been a Princess Dr. Hooves? Is that, or the Doctor?
There
Dr.
probably
Pony?
has been. There probably has been. I want to see Princess Cajun Swamp Pony.
All right, challenge made, cosplay costume makers. You have your mission. Peter, Ariel has suggested that you should T-shirt or name tag during the convention.
That I should
Ariel,
wear,
I think that's fine. That you should wear an "It's My Birthday" T-shirt or name tag during the convention,
sure.
At least on Sunday, because it happens to be on Sunday. So I hear.
Rumor has it.
That's a good suggestion. Yeah.
Can we officially change the name of the Charlie? Can we change the name of the convention to
yes.
Peter's Birthday Con?
Sounds
I'll
great.
have to take that up with with Corey. I don't think I have the authority to make that decision on my own.
Or at least like subtitle like Ponyville Ciderfest 2016 Peter's BirthCon.
Peter's birthday, yeah, we could do that. And we could just call it like Ponyville's birthday Peter's Cider Fest, something, like just jam it in.
What if it's Peter? What if it's? How about this? Peterville Birthday Fest.
Bill Birthday
2016
Festival 2016
Sunday. Peterville Cider Fest.
We're filling Milwaukee with 50,000 tons of mud for Peter's birthday.
So what you're saying is that we're going to have to get 2 sets of signage for everything on the con, 2 sets of con books, 2 sets of posters and banners and everything. On Sunday we switch it all out so that on Sunday we change the name of the convention to celebrate.
No. We're trying to be
But all of this is a surprise, right? I don't get to know about any of it.
Just do it as just one set of signs, but it's all weekend is Peter's birthday. Let's save you some money.
Usually do it.
All right, well, Jim, I appreciate your frugal thinking there. I will. We will. But yes, but. But. What was that, Fred? Sorry.
Oh, just duct tape some picture of Peter New over the con mascots all over.
Yeah. Well, Peter, as you said, this is. And any plans that we may or may not be working on are a surprise, so I'm not able to comment on them further. But both of your suggestions will be taken under advisement, and I thank you for that. Let's see. Gab asks. Looking at the Q&A a little bit more here. Can OCs be part of the contest? Like there is an OC part of it. I don't believe I've seen cosplays of our OCs, Barley Tender and Caramel Malt, and I would certainly love to see that. And so you cosplayers may or may not get some extra brownie points by. So just something to think about. Yes, that is what we are calling them now. Let's see. Let's see. What else? Staff. We are still looking for staff. We are pretty good on a lot of departments, but we still do have like 1 or 2 slots in almost every department. So if you that is, we have a lot of experienced staff on hand, and our ratio of people who have worked a con before versus new is actually very good. We have, I think, like 2/3 to 3/4 of people who have worked a convention before. Most of them with Corey or myself or one of our other cons. And that's awesome. Like having experienced people just makes everything about a con run smoother and better. But nonetheless, even if you haven't worked a con before, as long as you will be 18 years of age on October 28th, is really the only requirement for us to find some sort of spot for you. Please fill out the volunteer application on ponyvilleciderfest.com. I think it's /about/volunteer, but there's a volunteer link up at the top. If you'd like to come and help make Ciderfest as good as it can be, look for volunteers, and just let us know what department in the application. You can say what departments you're interested in, and make sure you let us know like what experience you have or interest you have to tell us why you think you'd be a good fit in those departments. So yes. Let's see. Gala, Grand Galloping Gala. We will be having a gala again this year, of course. If you've looked at our registration page, you probably have seen this already. Tickets are currently on sale. Are included with all sponsor levels a ticket to the gala, but they also can be purchased a la carte. In case anybody was wondering about a gala, yes, we are doing it this year. Peter has a pony. That's I like the hair on that. I like the dye job you got there on that Big Mac. I know the piercing. That's very nice.
Yep.
I take it that was wouldn't be a Ciderfest event without a yup.
Yeah.
Was that a gift from a fan?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yes.
Nice. All right. So let's. Jumping back to a conversation from a little bit ago about streaming the panels online, Lycan Arachnid says, suggestion based on the whole streaming thing. I know some conventions do virtual tickets where you pay to watch a live stream for people who have money but can't make it out to the location. What do you think of that idea? I'll be honest, I have not considered that. I don't know if Corey has any experience with that before, so I would need to talk to him about that and see if that's something he'd be interested in. I also don't know how we would control that. I'd be, like, and do me a favor, message me if you can, if you would be so kind. I'm not hard opposed to the idea. I would need to know more about it to consider it. So if you could message, I also manage all the social media on the PR side of things. So if you could send me a message on Twitter or Facebook or whatever, just to the con account, and just to kind of give me examples of some cons, appreciate it, just so I can know more about
Charlie,
how that might work. Yes.
I know LA Podfest, the podcast festival in Los Angeles, does something like that where you sign into a website and you pay a premium, and then you can watch certain panels live as they appear. So that might be something worth looking into.
Yeah, I'm certainly. I've not even considered that, so I'll mention that to Corey, and we'll definitely give it a fair consideration. And thank you for the suggestion. Let's see. Tradley Sasser asks, this is a bit of a selfish request, but can there be some sort of pipe organ at the con? It's my favorite instrument. It would fit the theme. I agree, Tradley. It would be quite appropriate. I don't know about the logistics of getting a pipe organ into a convention center. Usually those are installed pretty thoroughly into the venues where they are put in. But some pipe organ music is something that I think is definitely something that you'll be finding at Ciderfest. Decorations, by the way, with it being Halloween weekend, it's the oops, sorry.
Huh?
I thought I heard something. So with with it being Halloween weekend, obviously, you guys are silly. That's Jim. That's Jim. Everybody say hi to Jim. And that's Peter. Say hi. And this is why you guys want to come to Ciderfest, obviously. With obviously being all week, and that's really all the panels are. It's just an hour of that, making funny noises and faces at each other. So they just don't stop. If you guys have any suggestions for decorations. If anybody has any old Halloween decorations that they have lying around, nothing bloody or gory or anything like that, because again, kid friendly. But anything that's like PG rated Halloween decorations that you would like to donate to the con for us to kind of help dress the place up. You know, for people that are arriving on Thursday, just we have time to put them up and everything, because once the con gets going, we're not going to have time to do that. Especially people that are in the area, they could drop them off beforehand. We've already checked with Corey, and the hotel, he says, would be perfectly fine with us decorating, as long as we don't put tape up. They don't like us putting thumbtacks and tapes on their walls, just because, well, they need to reuse them when we're done. But yeah. So anything that's like ground decorations, anything like that, I would say anything that you are okay with not getting back, because we've all been to conventions. We know how that works and with how stuff tends to walk away. But yeah, anything to just kind of help the atmosphere of Ciderfest that you'd like to bring and donate, that'd be awesome. Any sort of Halloween decorations like that, absolutely. Just show up to the con with them and say, here, have these, take them, and we will find good uses for them for sure. Jordan Ivy asks, same charities and auction and such as last year, correct? Yes. Once again, we are partnering with Extra Life Charities for Kids, supporting the Children's Hospital of Milwaukee, I think it is. But yes, same charity. Extra Life has been awesome. We've managed to do great work with them the last few years, as well as with Windy City. So yes, Extra Life is our charity again this year. If that's not already on the website, it will be also very soon. Thank you for that, Jordan. If anybody has anything that they want to donate to the charity auction, you can sort of another thing. There's a whole list of stuff that's like just ready to get on the website. We just haven't pressed the button yet. But there will be a form online where if you have something that you want to donate to the charity auction, you can sort of like pre-fill out your information with like what it is and who you are, just to kind of save time on that process once you actually drop it off. And then we'll have our charity room just like we did last year. We'll be able to actually physically bring the stuff and drop it off, and we'll There'll be hours that the charity room will be open where you can bring that stuff. If you pre-register online, you can just save yourself a few minutes. Otherwise, you can fill it out on paper when you actually drop it off. But yes, charity is basically all the same as it was the last 2 years. Let's see. Gab asks, I got my ticket early. Do I have to show my ID to get my ticket, or do I need to bring a printout? You can do any of those things. Probably the easiest thing to do is if you have the Eventbrite app. If you have a smartphone, just download the Eventbrite app and just pull up the ticket in there. We'll just scan the barcode, and then that's it. That's the quickest way to check in. But yes, you can also physically print out a copy of your ticket, or if you're not able to do either of those two things, you can also bring your ID, and we'll check you in that way. So yeah, we've got about 7 minutes left here with our time. So I'm just kind of going over the Q&A stuff. And 7 minutes. That's good job. You guys, I swear. It's really, I do honestly have to say that being able to spend time with such cultured and you know, fine gentlemen as these is why I do these kinds. Peter, you've changed. What happened? Peter, blink. Let's see. So Lycan is saying that another suggestion: if Peter is cosplaying, you should too, Charlie. The thought has crossed my mind. I do have to say, to be fair, I have not cosplayed before. Not out of want, just out of time and resources and ability. But it is Halloween, and so if I was ever going to do it, this would be the time. And there is a certain bearded pony that I think is probably the only person I'd be able to dress up as while having this be relevant. So yeah, let's see. Oh, doggy. Hi, doggy. What's a doggy's name?
This is Ripley. She's currently enjoying some rawhide.
Ah, I see that. Let's see. Tradley mentions, Frederick, maybe you can address this. Tradley mentions that he had a complaint that you can think of is that last year the arcade cabinets were out of order. I know that we had a power issue in the arcade room. Do you think that that's probably what he's referring to?
No, it's just that these machines are about 20, 30 years old. They're not really going to last forever. So you have to do, because it's maintenance. Sometimes it just gets really expensive, so you got to monitor it. That's about $250 to even $500 just to replace that.
Oh, okay.
So the board themselves just
gotcha. So you just
go shot. So.
Gotcha. So you just had some aging equipment issues. Okay. So
yeah. Antiques.
Yeah. Presumably those were all expected to work when he brought them up, and just luck was not with us with those. So obviously we'll try.
Though I'm gonna switch out and get newer machines in for this con. So I'm already talking to someone about purchasing new machines. So.
Perfect. Okay, so hopefully we'll not have that problem again. Also, as long as we're on the topic of equipment failure, for anybody that is not, is wondering, the last 2 years of Ciderfest have been unfortunately seemingly cursed with electrical problems in our concert. I can tell you that I have been informed that, at least referring to our problems from last year, well, I shouldn't even say our problems. These problems, especially last year, I can directly speak to because I was on staff for last year. The problems, I do have to say, we're entirely on the side of the it was a bad situation between just some aging equipment on the hotel side, and then just a power strip was used in the wrong manner, I guess. But anyways, I bring it up to just say that I have been informed that the hotel has made all of the necessary corrections and has been recertified and all that fun stuff. And so, I don't have any wood near me, but knock on wood, our concert this year will start on schedule and on time. And you know what I can mention too, as long as we're talking about the concert, the Shake-Ups in Ponyville, the awesome fandom band that was with us last year, and who kind of also saved our butts during the power failure for the concert. Human beings are performing an acoustic concert out in the lobby just for attendees, just so they weren't bored, just out of the goodness of their hearts and just for being awesome people. We couldn't not bring them back again this year, just because I love those guys, and so those people, excuse me. And so yes, Shakeups in Ponyville also will be one of the first musicians that we are announcing for Ponyville Ciderfest 2016, because it wouldn't be the same without them for sure. So we're very happy to have them back. I know that they just got done playing a set tonight at the My Little Pony Fair in Schaumburg, and they wanted to join, but they couldn't because they were sort of on stage at the time. So Jim may be sure what's happening right now. Let's see. A couple of questions for Allie that we didn't get to. Sorry, guys, but claw machine. You want to
claw machine?
Claw machine.
You want to
claw machine?
You want a claw machine at the con? You want a claw machine? Okay, we can certainly see what we can do about that.
Claw machine.
I want Peter. I want Peter in the claw machine.
Oh, I'll do like a dunk tank.
Yeah! Pie. We'll throw a pie at Peter for his birthday. Throw a cake at Peter for his birthday.
Jim, I'm not able to talk about any plans for Peter's birthday, especially more than throwing a cake at Peter's face. But your suggestion has been noted.
All right.
So okay. Now, so one last thing, and so Jim, you probably can't comment on this, but I'm going to say it just in case, just in case. But Tradley points out, and we have done the math on this also, according to the Showtime schedule, the season 6 finale of Friendship is Magic will air on the same weekend as Ciderfest if there are no more breaks. Whether it is a finale or not, will there be an episode screening like last year? Peter,
I think honestly though, my will be the week before.
Okay, so so as of right now, from the last that I've seen, as far as like what like the leaks that have been coming up on like Equestria Daily and things like that, it is currently starting. It is currently due to start so that if there was not a break, that the season finale would be, I think, the weekend before Ciderfest. But I don't think they've ever had a run in the last couple of years that have not. What is that? That is terrifying, Peter.
That's Prince Charles.
That's Charles.
Is that a spitting image, Peter?
Yeah.
So these guys, I just can't get any work done around them, and oh, good lord, that's horrifying. However, in the last couple times that they've had like these mid-season sections, I don't think there's been one where they haven't skipped at least one weekend. So at this point, I'm relatively confident that we will have an episode. There's just no way to know. It's if they do start the last week of July, like right now, I think things are pointing to. And if they don't skip a week, then the finale would be the week before. But you know, as Jim I think can attest to, they'll do things with the schedule sometimes that they don't even tell him about, right? So
I usually don't know. I don't know in advance. I just know when the episode is due to Hasbro, not when it's airing.
Yeah. So unfortunately, we won't know the answer on that until we get closer. But the answer is that if there is an episode airing that weekend, we will absolutely do our best to work it out so that we have a viewing, especially if it's a finale. That'd be right. But it just kind of depends on if everything works out. That would certainly be a high priority item for us. Yeah, everybody say hi to Michelle.
Hi, Michelle!
they say hi. Okay. All right. So it is 7 o'clock, and we are at the end of our hour. Once again, I'd like to say thank you very much to Horses at Home for coming up with this awesome idea. Thanks to Allie, Willa Milner. And who joined us earlier, and of course thanks to Peter and Jim for joining us and being the beautiful human beings that they are. Jim, what is?
It's a
Jim,
tiny clothes peg.
It's a tiny clothes peg. Why do you have it? Why do you even have a tiny? What possible use do you have for that tiny clothes peg?
It came with a T-shirt I ordered. I don't know.
It came with a T-shirt. Like was it? I'm not okay. Okay, it's very odd. Peter, it's a pleasure as always, sir. I don't think I could possibly have enough time to hang out with you, especially from that angle. I could just.
You're really great.
This is. I'm gonna just print that out and put it above my bed. because that's beautiful.
No.
Michelle says no, and
Also no.
also no to you, Jim. I'm sorry, Michelle is vetoing my plans for screen caps of that beautiful face of yours.
Oh my god.
So everybody that's watching, this is just a small taste of what happened, of what's going to be happening at Ciderfest, and
I got this at
and we have more
Ciderfest.
guests. You got sorry, switching over to you. Oh, hey, that's cool.
Yeah,
That's very neat. A pony needs to eat something, but it's very neat. So
I got this at Ciderfest because I've never been before.
And
Wow.
you got nothing. I need like a Metalocalypse nothing right now, but I don't have, my voice doesn't make those noises. So thanks to everybody that watched and hung out with us. Sorry we didn't get a chance to get to all of your questions, but some of them I feel was better to be asked at Ciderfest proper. So we hope that you guys do come and join us and register. If you missed it at the top of the show, you can right now get badges. All of our badges are on sale for 10% off. Especially on the higher sponsor tiers, normally our sales are only 5%. So for having a 10% off sale, it's kind of a big deal. So if you're on the fence, now's the time. And that sale is only going to be good through this weekend. So use the code BronyCon5 because we made it for BronyCon. I didn't see the point of making a second one for this because it would do the same thing. So BronyCon5 coupon code, you get 10% off our badges through this weekend. And so thanks very much for joining and hanging out with us. Again, thanks to Horses at Home for putting this virtual convention all together. Hopefully you guys have had a good time. Once again, Peter, Jim, thanks very much. Is there anything you guys would like to plug, pony or non-pony related before we take off? Jim, anything on your end?
Pony's coming back at some point, so you should keep watching it.
Keep watching Pony. That's excellent advice.
I also support Keep Watching Pony. I also tell you, please go watch Electra Woman and Dinah Girl.
It's on iTunes.
Get it.
Do the thing. Okay, so thanks very much, guys. I'll go ahead and put an end to things here. Also, thanks to Frederick from our video game department for joining us and hanging out and answering questions. Again, thanks to everybody that watched and asked questions. Thanks to all the people who have been at Ciderfest in the past and will be at Ciderfest this year. I've scratched the surface of the plans that we have for this year, and I know that this is like an obligatory thing to say, but I honestly, truly mean it when I say that this is going to be the best Ciderfest yet, and we can't wait to see you all, guys. So see you all there. So thanks very much. See you hopefully in a few months. Thanks, guys.
Bye.
Bye.